My name is Sam Ath, and everybody call me Sam. I have started since 1st July 2016. I was an academic manager in one of the local international schools in Phnom Penh. I involve a lot of schooling, of course. It's a local international school, so my work spent in academic related, which means curriculum for the English adult, for adult and young adult learners in Phnom Penh, and administrative work, visited campus, training, recruiting teachers, and school events, and other competition relevant to learning competition like debates, spelling bee, even study tour, like camping, field trip for students. First time, of course, to be honest, Liep was my university mate in Royal University in Phnom Penh, IFL, Institute of Foreign Languages. So the school is big, of course, but the number of students in the field was very small during the time. Everybody know everybody, so he know me as a schoolmate. And then, of course, at the time I work in the local international school, and then he knows that I work with school education for a long time in the leadership position. So he introduced me to the project called Village School Project at the time. And I also didn't realize that Liep worked in Smiling Gecko, Cambodia. I even laugh hearing the name Smiling Gecko, Cambodia. And then I took the risk. I talked to my wife because the work will be coming and going from Phnom Penh to the province. So during the time I have worked in that school for almost 5 years. And with discussion with my wife, of course, approval from her as well, thanks to my wife as well, to allow me to explore something new, new frontiers. And yeah, I accepted. And then we start from 1st July 2016 until now. So I started with a role called Village School Project Coordinator. At the time we have educational project, that's why I started with. It is quite new for me as a working NGO. This is my first job in NGO work because my previous experience is private sector in education. And then I grew from coordinator to assistant director to Liep to help not only school but agriculture, Tok Tok project, and other project that we have started since the beginning. I remember the school started to have developed because we have the approval and also the sponsorship and donors that approved that, okay, we have a school. So my current job, yeah. So my main duty for day-to-day operation, of course, deputy head of school, mainly in operation, and of course for Khmer curriculum, because our school implement both, mainly is Khmer curriculum, and then we have a lot of plus like English, computer, arts, music, so on and so forth. So the operational side, managing all the day-to-day operation for the custodian, logistics, recruitment of the students, dealing with parents, organize event at schools. And of course, one more main task of me is to work with the local government, both subnational and national level, with the MOU, with the reporting to the district education office and Department of Education in Kampong Chhnam. What keep me going on and want to explore is the daily challenge. We cannot even predict what's going on in the next, let's say, 5 minutes or even 1 minute. Something always new, always changes. And the most challenges is the unpredictable happening in school. So our students They come from the underprivileged family, of course, poverty. Poverty leads to many problems. Violence, some kids, they don't show up because of they have issue in the family. Sometimes the family just drug and then they have accidents at home. They don't know where to go. But what they can think of is bring the injured student to school. So school is not only just a school, but can be a hospital, is a place to give them warmth, which is like a new world for our students. So that's very challenging because we cannot predict what's going on. And every week we always have a case, this case, new case, old case, follow up with not just the learning and teaching. And what I enjoy the most is of course I started in the beginning. I see the first batch of students, they started in the beginning almost 8 years ago. Now they're in grade 7 and 6. So what keeps me going is I want to see them grow, see them where they go next and after next. It's very addictive to see them growing from 1 month to month. And they are doing great. One simple example is that when I started in the beginning, you can see small houses along the road. You can see less crowded, you know. You can see more rubbish around the village. But since we started, we can see number one is economic improvements in terms of livelihood, because a lot of people work in our organization. So we have daily worker, we have skilled worker, we have staff that living around our campus. So they don't need to immigrate or go to work somewhere else. The work is around their house. They can work, got income, and go back to the family. And then we can see now they have new homes, new motorbikes, and new babies, I can say. So baby can be a factor that something growing around our campuses. Okay, I could share you, like I mentioned before, coming to work here without my wife's approval, it is not impossible. So as a family, at the time I married and I have one son already. So knowing that I have to work in the province, sometimes stay in the province and come back home, it's very challenging. So I spend more time at work than the family, seeing my son growing up. And during COVID, I have another child, a daughter. So I still working here. So I live here Monday to Friday. Friday evening I go back. Monday early morning I come back here. And sometimes when we have event, I just stay here, but my family visit me. So I can manage with my family. My wife support. It's very supportive. And my wife like the project. She quite often visit me in the farm. So it's not a problem. The problem for me is a challenge is to see my children growing. And sometimes my son has a problem at school, I'm away, get a phone call to the teacher, they describe me a lot of problems. But for me as a staff who work in education, I feel that I taking care of other children way more better than my own children. For career-wise, I would see myself, I no longer work for anybody else. I will start up my own business, my own work, something that I can in charge of myself. So that in the next 10 years. I would imagine that I can sit, if Smiling Girl still going on, I would sit in, can be advisory board for the school. I'm willing to offer whatever experience and my knowledge to Smiling Girl if the project or the school still going on. In the next 10 years, what I envision is that the school will be operating in full scale, which means from early year until grade 12. I would imagine the University of Applied Science with various of degrees to offer to not only our children, but to other students around Cambodia. I would imagine that the village or even district around Smiling Cambodia would become a city towns that have more population living here. Many businesses are happening around the campuses and around the regions.